Hi, I'm Roger Peterson with PMMI Lighting, and today I'd like to review how to put the connectors on cable that we use for our lighting system. The first one is going to be putting Cat5 connectors on. Your Cat5 cable, when you pull it, you're going to put a label on every single Cat5 cable you pull into position. Drop back about 4 inches on the cable and wrap the label around the cable so it will be in the right position when you finish. Then, at about midpoint between the label and the end, break your outer sheath, cut it off, and then you can take and separate the wires in their net where they're laying. Usually it's orange and white, brown and white, green and blue opposite each other. Then unwind the twisted wires. And as you unwind them, get them straight. Now, there's a lot of different techniques for doing this, and everybody has a better technique. But this works for me, so I just stay with it. I don't want to get too good at it. Otherwise, I might get called into doing all of them on a house. But once you get them all straight, go ahead and separate them into the right color. But what I'm using is the B, so I'll do orange and white orange, then green and white blue, blue and white green, brown and white brown, and get them as straight as you can. Now the ends are a little rough, so take the tool and clip them off. Gives you nice straight ends. Then take the feed through RJ45 connector, run it through, and then carefully review orange and white orange, green and white blue, blue and white green, brown and white brown. So it's just exactly the way we want it. The tools are a little hard to get the wire through the tool, so I always like to twist them. Then run the wires through your tool, pull it hard, and crimp them and cut them off. You now have a good RJ45. When you get the RJ45 put on the other end of the cable, make sure you take your RJ45 tester and test the cable. There's nothing that takes longer than trying to find a switch circuit or a motion circuit that does not operate properly, when the only problem is 2 wires got reversed in the RJ45 cable. So please take the time to test every one. That's all we got to show you on putting RJ45s on. We're going to cover putting connectors on a zip cord. The new ProLight lighting system, we're going to zip cord for all of the lights. And it's a little different technique. For the zip cord, separate them back about 3/4 to 1 inch. Then taking your stripping tool, strip about 3/8 of an inch of insulation off of each one. You can hold it up beside the terminal, and it should be stripped at least half the length of the terminal. So you can check that. Once you get used to it, you won't even think about it anymore. But these terminals typically are made for press-in of solid wire, not stranded. Strand wire will not push in and open the spring-loaded terminals. These terminals are good for a lot of amperage, far, far more than we ever use. So to use them with a stranded wire, you have to depress the orange buttons on these terminals. It's kind of hard to see the orange color, and there you can see it a little bit. They have to be depressed, so I designed and 3D print the pliers that you can clamp the terminal in and depress those terminals. You depress the terminals, then you press the zip cord into it and release. Where we use these, it shows the polarity. Let me get a board and show you. You put the terminal in, it'll only go one way, and as you can see, the plus is always at the top. So I'm going to keep my finger on the positive. When you put it in the pliers, the positive is now towards the camera or away from my thumb. So then you take the solid red wire on the zip cord, make sure the wires are all twisted in there tight, and you depress it so the red wire is in the positive. Press it down and release it. You got a good connection.